Hello guys, welcome to another tutorial from rcvacademy.com. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk about how you can import test cases which are in your Excel sheet using SFJ importer utility into Zephyr for Jira instance. So I have created step-by-step guide which you can follow and upload those test cases in your Zephyr instance. The first step is to download the SFJ importer utility. So I have provided the Bitbucket location where you can get this importer utility. Please make sure that you download 0.40 version of the jar. The second step is to make sure that the Java is installed on your machine. So this is the prerequisite to run this importer utility. So make sure Java is installed on your machine. The third step is to open the command prompt on your machine and type in the command java -jar and then the location of the importer utility. So let's start with that. So I'll open the command prompt. Alright, so yeah, now I'm at the location where my ZFJ importer utility is. So I'll just type in java -jar and then ZFJ importer utility. As soon as you run this command, it will open the utility. So I'll minimize the okay. So now you can see the importer utility is open. The fourth step is to configure the utility. Fifth step is to prepare your test cases. So whatever test cases you have in Excel, make sure your Excel is prepared properly so that it can be imported successfully in the Zephyr. Sixth step is to import the test cases, and then seventh step is to verify that the test cases have been successfully imported in Zephyr. So I'll go through all these steps one by one and show you how you can successfully import these test cases. So let me open the utility. So at the moment you can see the utility, it requires URL for your Jira instance, username and password. So for example, if you're having a Jira instance and Zephyr which is the server installation, then you have to provide the URL for your Jira server installation. So for example, my Jira installation is local on this particular machine, so I have to type in localhost and then the port number on which the Jira instance is running. So for me it's 8080, and then because my Jira instance is local, I will uncheck the cloud checkbox and provide my username and password. So I'll type in my username and the password and then hit connect. So as soon as you provide the URL, username and password and hit connect, you will be connected to the local Jira instance. In my case it is local Jira instance, and if your Jira instance is running at the network location or in network location at some remote server, you can provide URL for that remote server as well, and the steps will be perfectly same. If you are running a cloud version of Zephyr, then you have to do a bit more steps. So you have to provide the ZFJ URL, the prod URL, and then access key and secret key, which you will get when you log into your production version of Zephyr. So for this tutorial, I'll be running you through the local Jira installation. So I have already provided the URL, username and password and connected to the local Jira instance. Now the second step is to select the project. So for example, in your Jira instance, you might be having multiple projects and you want to upload the test cases in particular project. So you select the project in which you want to upload the test cases. So I have selected Moomba project, and then whatever issue types you want to upload. So in this case, I'll select test. As soon as I select the test, you will see that different Jira fields are populated, and then at the right hand side in the second column you see that Excel column, wherein you have to map these JIRA fields to the Excel column field that you have. Now there is another thing which is discriminator. So discriminator is basically to discriminate the test cases in the sheet. So for example, you have how you want to discriminate the test cases that you want to upload. So for example, you have 10 test cases, how you want to upload those 10 test cases. So if you select discriminator as by sheet, then you have to put each test case in different sheet of the Excel. If you select empty row ID, then you have to make sure that after each test case there is an empty row present before you start the second test cases. All right. If you select by ID change, then you have to make sure that ID changes for each of these test cases. So don't worry about these discriminator at the moment. I'll most probably create a separate test case, separate video tutorial to walk you through how you can prepare the proper Excel file with all these different combinations and ensure that you upload them successfully. So for now, I have discriminated the test cases based on the ID, and then starting row is 2 because the first row will have the header, which is name, step, result, etc. So always make sure that the starting row of the upload is row number 2 in the Excel sheet. Right now, once this is done, you go and configure or prepare your Excel test cases file. So what I'll do is I'll open the test case. So here I have a Google Sheet. So you can see that I have just mapped the necessary or the mandatory fields. So name, step, result, test data, and external ID. So you can see there are 2 steps in first test cases, demo 1, and 2 steps in the second test cases. And as you have seen in the utility, if I open the utility, I have selected the discriminator as by ID change. So you see that here external ID 1000 and 2000. So this means that these 2 rows are the steps of test case 1, and the other 2 rows which have the external ID of 2000 are the steps of test case 2. So that's how there will be 2 test cases from this sheet that will be created in the Zephyr. Now I have already created this sheet and downloaded in the local repository. So I will be directly going to the utility, and now what you need to do is you need to basically map the Excel column with the JIRA field. So you can see JIRA field name is in the column A of the Excel sheet, right? So what I'll do is I'll just type in A in the name field, B in the step field, C in the result, and similarly for test data and external ID, D and E. Now if you want to upload more fields or more values, then you have to map the fields accordingly, right? So as of this demo, I have just mapped the bare minimum or the mandatory required fields, and once you have mapped these columns, simply pick the file. So I already have this Zephyr import Excel file downloaded and placed in my local repository. I'll open this file, and then directly you can just start import. As you can see, the project is Moomba project, issue type is test. So let's see that there is none of these test cases already in this project. So you can see I'm in the project, Moomba project, and we'll see the test cases in the Moomba project. So just go to the test and click on search test cases. So as of now, you can see there are 6 test cases in Moomba project, right? So once we run this utility, we should be having 2 more test cases in this project. Now simply click on start import, and the import will automatically start. And you can see that in the log file that it has been successful, and it has created two issues, 11105 and 11106, and then it has given you a log message that the file Zephyr import.xlsx has been imported successfully. Now come back to the project, refresh the project, and now you can see that Zephyr sample test import demo 1 test and Zephyr sample test import demo 2 test have been imported successfully in Moomba project. So if you click and open this test case, you can see that test step, 2 test steps along with test data and expected results are being uploaded as well. So there are many other fields and details that you can import from Excel to Zephyr, which I'll cover in the further upcoming sessions. So hope you like this video. Please do share and subscribe to get more updates and tutorials like this. Thank you.